welcome back to Sports Talk is McKinney. We're live on the road here in Starkville, Mississippi at the Hump. Just saw the Arkansas Razorbacks come away with a 65-61 victory. Very exciting game. But we're getting ready to hit the road and head back to our studios in Arkansas so we can get this mixed and get this on the air as soon as possible. But before we hit the road, we're going to do our rants of the week. And Mike, I'm going to start my rant off this week. It seems like the last few weeks it's been MMA. I've been talking about drug usage and problems with that.
You're a violent person, Dave.
And I'll tell you, Mike, I do like mixed martial arts. I like boxing. Big news this week out of the world of boxing with finally, that's all you can say as a fight fan, finally after 6 years, Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather are finally going to get in the ring together. On May 2nd, their super fight will finally take place. And as a fight fan, I am glad they're finally getting in the ring. But I'll be honest with you, it's 5 years too late. Manny Pacquiao, back when they originally tried to set the fight up in 2009 and 2010, was on a complete blitz of the welterweight division, the lightweight division, just going through and destroying opponents. He had just destroyed Oscar De La Hoya, pretty much put Oscar into retirement. This was a fight that, if it would have been made then, Pacquiao was in his prime. Mayweather, that's why they call him Money Mayweather, because he waited and waited and waited, and now he's finally set the fight up, and he set himself up for a possible $120 million payday. Pacquiao has the potential to make up to $80 million. I'm happy the fight's going to be going, but I feel this was part of Mayweather's strategy. He wanted to wait. Pacquiao is not the Pacquiao he was 5 years ago when this fight was initially getting set up. After his brutal knockout loss to Juan Manuel Marquez in the 6th round of their 4th fight, he just has not appeared to be the same explosive fighter. Mayweather, too, in his last few fights, he has slowed down a little bit. He's 38 years old now. He's starting to get a few years past his prime, but it's a fight that I think will still be an exciting fight, will not be the explosive fight it would have been 5 years ago. As a fight fan, I'm so excited that they finally got this fight set up. I hope everything goes through, and I hope it does deliver. The sport of boxing needs good fights. We've been let down a lot recently in the last few years. A lot of the so-called super fights have turned out to be nothing but super duds. But I think in this fight, I feel that Floyd Mayweather is going to come away with the victory. Manny Pacquiao, every time you go into that ring and you come out of that ring, you lose a little bit of yourself. You're not the same fighter that you went in. After that punishing knockout by Marquez, to me, Manny Pacquiao is not the same fighter. I think he will still put on a good fight, and he does have a potential to win. I think Mayweather is going to be able to win it because I think his size is too big for Pacquiao. And in my opinion, Pacquiao, he was able to get away with wins at 145 and 135, but going up to a catch weight above that 145 weight pound limit, I think Pacquiao is going to be small compared to Mayweather. I think Mayweather is going to use his defensive superiority to eventually get a victory over Pacquiao. I don't think it's going to be a knockout. I think it's going to go to unanimous decision. Pacquiao does have a puncher's chance, and the best chance that he has is the defense done by Floyd Mayweather. He's a defensive fighter, and a lot of times he falls in love with his defense. If you watch his fights, he's so busy doing his slick defensive moves, he's not being an offensive fighter. Now, if Pacquiao can keep the pressure on him, he could possibly give Mayweather trouble. However, I feel Mayweather, he's going to go to 48-0. But I'm just glad as a fight fan that the super fight is happening. Disappointed it's 5 years after it should have happened. And I still think that was all of Money Mayweather's plan because, he didn't want to catch Pacquiao this prime. He knew Pacquiao was a scary fighter. He was putting people down. He waited. There's some chinks in Pacquiao's armor, and he's not the fighter he was. Still is going to be a great fight. Looking forward to it and glad for boxing fans that finally have a fight like this being delivered.
I think, Dave, there's one thing that there's actually two things that I want to talk about. The first thing I want to say is, like, anybody who's listening to this right now, I think anybody who's listening to this right now should come out to Cotter on Friday. It's this Friday, right? Where we, Dave and I, and the one and only, the legendary Errol Cheek, will be refereeing a faculty-student ball game at Cotter. So you should come to that. Everybody come to that. Raise some money. I don't know what the cause is, but it's a good one, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's Students Against Drunk Driving.
All right, well, there you go. SAD. That's an excellent program. I would just like to say a rant, if you will, more of information for the public that the Cobras are coming. It's Cobra season. Right? The 11th grade the 11th grade Cotter Warrior basketball team, who Dave and I have coached at various points for 3 years up until now, the last 2 years, and then before that, our next season's about to start, and we're all really excited. And the Cobra Nation is growing every year as the success that we have grows every year, as we have more and more fun and build more and more memories throughout our time coaching. I know I've personally, and I think I can speak for Dave, has gained a lot from just being around the young men that we coach and actually being influenced by them in certain ways. And I'm just very excited that our season is coming up. We have games coming up in March and May and June and July. And if you have a chance, you come see the Cobras, because you are going to see an exciting brand of basketball.
Well, Mike, and I'm glad you mentioned the SAD game that we're going to be reffing. The student-faculty game over at Cotter Schools this Friday night for a great cause. I'd like to thank Officer Eddie Elliott, who has asked us to come out and referee, and looking forward to that. We're actually going to do a podcast after the game. Next week's podcast will be directly after the SAD game, live over at Cotter Coliseum. So it's going to be a very exciting evening for a very great cause. So proud of the young men and women involved with that organization who have just put in so much hard work towards such a great cause, Mike. But it's going to be a great evening. Invite everyone to come on out and join us. Mike, also, I'm really looking forward to the Cotter Cobra season. The Cobra Army continues to grow. I think it's going to be a fantastic season that I can't wait to tell our Sports Talk as McKinney fan. The interviews, also going out on the road, just like we are today in Starkville, Mississippi. So, looking forward. A lot of exciting things happening. Again, before we leave, just wanted to say thank you to all of our fans out there. Sports Talk is McKinney is what it is because of each and every one of you, and we appreciate all of you. And this week, go on out. It's been a snowy week this last week. Let's get on out as this stuff melts away. Do something nice for someone you don't know, because always remember, your tomorrows are never guaranteed. Thank you, and have a great week.
Hallelujah. Girl, sit you hallelujah. 'Cause those cell phones don't give it to you.